World War One and World War Two were a time where warfare really flourished with the different ideas and concepts that they were devising at the time in order to best their enemy. Because there were no sort of contracts or treaties that are signed and in effect today that would limit any of them, such as the Geneva Convention. So they're able to kind of do whatever they wished, use any sort of chemical weapons and whatnot, and the Germans took full effect of that. And also the Russians, the Italians, just about anyone and everyone that could, especially areas like Canada and whatnot, which did a lot of things that are now considered war crimes. But one of the very messed up concepts was incorporating animals into the different warfare, such as incendiary bats, and the Germans and Russians at one point were taking mini Schnauzers, a little dog breed, strapping bombs onto them and training them to run under tanks and have the bombs detonate, toppling the tank or hitting vital points under it that would then cause it to either explode or be decommissioned. But the issue with these ideas, they weren't able to take in on full effect because whenever they started using them and incorporating them into battle, the Schnauzers were being trained with the German and the Russian tanks instead of actually being trained against the American or the British tanks. Or even with the Germans being trained with the Russians because the Russians were part of the Allied forces going against Germany. So they would go and run under their own tanks and destroy their own tanks instead of hitting the other parties, leading to a lot of unnecessary casualties and just a bunch of dead animals. Now you know.